I don't know. Mine
We're live.
All right.
Definitely live. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Critical Dump. It is July 20th, and it's me, Eric Davila, and I'm with my main homie right here, my sidekick, my Robin? My Robin.
Hey, wait, hold on. How do I get to be the Robin, man? That's it could have just been. You could have said one of the Justice League. At least we're all equal in that case.
Where
I always gotta put somebody subservient. Oh no, no one wants to be Aquaman.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't mind being Aquaman. I think the new 52 has done a pretty good job with the new Aquaman. So
I remember back in the day on Cartoon Network, they even had a joke saying my ability to talk to fishes is not helping this situation. Thank you. So, hey, even they realized how whack Aquaman was.
I mean, but then he had other abilities, like other than that, though. But I mean, they didn't really place much emphasis on it because I mean, what he could part waters. With the
yeah, they didn't talk about that. He always rode with Wonder Woman because that was his protection. But anyway, like I said, it's a man, Qsimp, like you said, with Eric. So Eric, man, what's been going on in the world, man? You know, there's been a lot, like always.
Well, of course, and that's the whole point of what we're come here to talk to you guys about, especially when it comes to me talking or reiterating lines that were actually clearly stolen from. We are definitely going to be talking about that. We already know who we're talking about.
Hey, man, she's had bars, man. Just because she didn't write them down first don't mean they weren't hers.
Whatever you say. So I need to see that ghostwriter or whatever. I don't know what it's so strange because at first the story was that she wrote the story but didn't know she was plagiarizing. Then the story changed. The ghostwriter,
allegedly now they're blaming. I'll call him the ghostwriter, but the screenwriter, as they state, they're blaming him for it. But at first, that they gave her the speech and she changed it. So
the first story she wrote it.
Oh, my bad. The first story was that she wrote it herself. Then the story was that someone else wrote it and then she changed it. Now I guess it's just all on him. So maybe they told him to take one for the team in this one. But hey man, I'm just saying
that's career suicide.
Hey man, she was just spitting bars. They weren't so happens that Michelle Obama also spit the same ones. But it's all good.
Plus, I mean, she was a little bit more. She seemed a little bit more authentic than when she presented it, though, because Miss Melania is just so. What is the word that I'm looking for here about it? I mean, she
fake. Ingenuine, insincere, whatever way to go.
Well, the Trumps have a history, and this is so ridiculous about it is that their history before even getting into office is already just tarnished. So, I mean, at least Obama had momentum going in, but Trump is like, it's so weird. It's like he's got momentum and he's like tripping, but he's still going.
Man, to me, Trump is that one kid that you always keep encouraging, knowing they aren't good at anything, but you always gonna keep telling them to keep trying. Deep down inside, you're like, he's awful.
Well, now that we're talking about the mess that is the Trumps, we're referencing right now a Huffington Post article right here, and it's talking about the screenwriter for Trump took responsibility on Wednesday for plagiarizing portions of Melania Trump's Republican National Convention speech from the 2008 address by the First Lady. Wow. And I wonder who this person, there it is. Meredith? Staff writer?
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Hey man. Hey man, she just sampled the track, man. You know, she just sampled the speech just a little bit. That's all that happened. She's
you know what? I'm not gonna say anything.
or what they say, that moment when you realize your term paper was due, but you didn't have time to write it, so you paid little Johnny to write it for you. Mm-hmm. But then you forgot that little Johnny don't like you like that. The thing I'm laughing at is the people that are coming to her defense all of a sudden saying that, oh, well, you know, there's only so many words in the English language. There's, well, those, you know, bit off a speech as well. And it's like, okay, that's fine. Call them out. But we talking about her right now. Stop trying to take attention off of her. She knows what she did. She knows she was spewing someone else's information and trying to pass it off as her own. That's what happens. It's like, hey, if I write a paper and I pulled half of my paper from Wikipedia and my professor goes back and says, hey, you got this from Wikipedia, I can't sit there and say, well, professor, hey, they thought the same thing I did. There's only so many words in the English language I can use. I should be good for it, right? Exactly.
I mean, yeah, that's technically correct. There's so many words you can use in the English language, but there's a number of different ways that you can actually say those words.
It's called pull out a thesaurus, a dictionary, one of them. We've all done it. We've all said, okay, this is what it said. Let me find some other words that are similar that means the same thing. Or she could have at least did this. Hey, I'm going to quote Michelle Obama back in 2008 when she stated this, and this. Okay, cool. You good then, right? At least you're giving the credit where credit is due. And I'm going to say it's mine. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm. Well, she may not even have done that. It was it's just the fact that she didn't say anything. She didn't make any kind of reference at all. So it was under the impression it was hers when it really wasn't.
Oh, okay. You mean, nah, I ain't gonna.
A liar?
Oh, basically, yeah. So, manifest destiny, huh? All right. Hey, all right. It is what it is.
Then again, for me to say that she is lying would be, I would have to be talking about intent. And I don't know if there's intent, but she was just straight the fuck up wrong. I mean, that's just what it is.
Yeah, basically. Hey, what she is, she gangstered someone else's speech, went on and passed it as on and said, yeah, I wrote that. Oh, okay, you wrote that. All right.
So everybody's got scandals going on. Okay, so what is the Justice Department? Are they going to send the FBI after Melania about a fucking speech?
Fuck it, why not? You need publicity. Hey, Donald's already in trouble. Hillary's in trouble. Hey, why not? Add another one. Make it more interesting. I mean,
so Mr. Coleman gonna have to sit down in front of the courts and be like, we do not recommend an indictment.
Yeah, basically.
Like, that'll be so ass back as if he said it the other way around. We recommend an indictment for Mrs. Trump. Like,
hey, that's because y'all don't fool with Hillary like that. Y'all know Hillary got them things for you, so y'all better stop it.
That shit ever came to pass. Wow. Oh my God.
I mean, it's funny, man. When I say Facebook, Twitter, when I say they've been giving her the business, they got her quoting all different things. And like earlier today, I said, you know, in the great words of Melania Trump, you know, they either don't know, don't show, or don't care about what's going on in the hood. Then, of course, they also got it with quotes from all kind of rappers' lyrics. That's the real funny part.
Oh,
and hey, I tell you, they giving it in. You know, the internet has no chill, man. The internet's always going to win. Oh, man. Speaking of that, old Leslie, she been getting heckled by a lot of people on Twitter.
Oh yeah, shit. By Milo's little gang.
Yeah, man. You know, they just,
or some of it.
And I mean, I still wonder exactly how it happened, but I mean, I've been reading, and you know, she began kind of all these racist comments. I don't know, if it's because she was on Ghostbusters or I started, but she said she's been trying to get Twitter to take care of it, or she's been, you know, trying to talk to people to get it taken care of, and she feels that they haven't did what they were supposed to do.
Yeah. See, from some of the tweets that I read about from him, what's his name, Milo or Miles or whatever the hell his name is. I didn't even know who the guy was before the situation that came up, and some of the comments were they were trivial. They were just like, they were dickish, but they weren't. There wasn't any kind of threats of violence or anything that occurred from it. So I thought that maybe Twitter's response to suspend them was a little bit too harsh, or not really the right decision.
Hey man, I don't know. I'm one of those ones. Hey, look, get them out of there if that's how they want to conduct themselves. Which, you know, it's like we always say, yeah, you have free speech, but and use that free speech in a negative manner, you can't affect the outcome. You really can't. I mean, you can't affect people's response to what you state to them. So, or can you, if you're operating on someone else's, you know, business, then yeah, you get booted the fuck out if that's what happens. And I mean, because I think Facebook has the same policy, and of course it's subjective, I guess you could say, but they have the same policy as if you spew anything that's a quote unquote, I guess you could say, offensive or whatever. If it's reported X amount of times, it can be booted off. The same thing with YouTube. If we put up a video that's offensive, we can be taken off, or it can be taken off.
See, offensive, to be offensive, that's such a subjective matter, really. And, you know, at times, we can even be offensive, or people that we like can be offensive. So I don't think that Twitter should really get involved in the business of censoring out material just because it provoked a certain behavior in somebody else. I think because it's a bit of a gray area. You know, how do you distinguish between what's good and what's bad in that area? Because a lot of these topics that we talk about, such as politics, it can swing either way.
Yeah, which, I mean, if you're talking about things like history, politics, and things like that, okay, that's fine. But if I get in and I start calling people, hey, you racist cracker, or hey, you honky, or hey, you this, or hey, you that, and, you know, I'm now spewing rhetoric. Or like in her case, it was racist comments. So if I'm throwing N-bombs at you the entire time, or calling you black monkey and things like that, that's a different type of conversation versus sitting there saying, hey, I disagree with what you stated about Republicans, and that's that. Offensive can be subjective, but there are senses where you can sit there and say, okay, I see why that's an issue. And I mean, it's only...
I don't know about the whole nigga dropping thing, because depending on what social circle you're in, that could actually be just completely fine language. And sometimes people's exchanges on Twitter or whatever social medium that they use are just how they talk to one another. I think that probably what they should probably do, like the most clear-cut situation, is like the situation that happened with what was it, Trump's? Was it his advisor, or was it a supporter that had made that comment about Hillary should be shot?
Oh, that was his advisor.
Oh yeah.